Hey guys, Jen Glidden here, coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I want to share with you the results of my self-examination today. Okay, we've been going through the book Think and Grow Rich, which is a great book. Napoleon Hill studied the 500 most successful people of his time, came up with the common denominators, all the lessons he learned from them that were common across all the people who were successful, and this is a compilation of that information. So anyways, we've been going through this book, and today was looking at the 28 questions for self-examination. Take an inventory of yourself. 28 questions you should answer to figure out why you haven't had the success that you want yet. Okay, so before I go into the results of my self-examination, I want to tell you a quick story. My husband and I were driving as speaker a couple years back. We were driving him somewhere, and he was asking what stood out to me about his talk, and then he started talking about how he went through the replay the night before, and he had just spoken the day before, and he went through the replay, and I cringed in my own self, thinking of, watching myself or listening to myself performing or, on video, and just that thought of self-examination, really seeing what I look like, how I come across, how I'm communicating, that just the thought of examining myself that way, I cringed. That was my gut reaction. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But the fact of the matter is, this man is successful, and some of that success is due to his replaying of the work that he's done, his examination of himself, okay? And that's what we're talking about in Think and Grow Rich, is examining yourself. Here's the core concept. You have to know where you are to be able to get where you're going, okay? So as I went through the 28 questions, some of the things really stuck out to me, like, oh, yeah, I have a lot of work to do in that area, particularly time management, and I can make excuses and alibis, but they're lies. I know that I can come up with a way to be more efficient in the way I spend my time and more effective in getting useful stuff out to you. So that was one of the areas that I definitely need to work on. But this personal inventory, there are 28 questions, and they go over things like, your integrity. Are you being respected by your peers? Why not? Have you delivered the best possible quality and quantity of service? And really, that's the bottom line. That's why we're here, is to be of most service, provide the most value to people, and we can only do that if we're doing that, at our absolute best level. So how can we get to that best level? I want to encourage you, if you haven't done a self-examination in a while or ever, maybe you're like me, maybe you were cringing inside to ask the real questions, to ask the hard questions, but those hard questions are going to get you results. When you can peel that onion layer back and see, okay, this is something that I have to get better in. Once you're bringing light to it, then you're going to focus more energy on it, okay? I think about Benjamin Franklin. He had all his, I don't remember what he called them, but essentially they weren't habits, they were qualities. And I believe he would pick one quality and work on just nailing that quality for a whole month in a row. And then he'd move on to the next quality. So whenever as he went through his day, if it was, let's say, patience, he would say, how could I How can I be more patient? What would a patient person do in this situation? And so every day he would keep patience at top of mind of the habit he was practicing, of the quality he was practicing. So these 28 questions, they may be uncomfortable, but they're what's going to get you further along in your journey. They're going to help you. It may hurt. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. It may hurt for a second, but that Band-Aid needs to come off so you can see the beautiful healed skin, right? You can see that beautiful, healed, better you. So rip off the Band-Aid, do the 28 questions in here. In my version, it's page 145 is where the questions are. It's in the organized planning chapter if you have this book. But we had people on the call this morning, and they've been really successful in business. They've gone through this book multiple times, and they've never written down the answers to these questions. So imagine how writing down the answers to these questions is going to propel all of us further into our journeys of becoming better people and providing better service for others. So with that, I want to encourage you to connect with me on Facebook. I'd love to be your Facebook friend. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. So I'll talk to you soon, and take care.